Hi, buddies. Hello, how are you all? So we come back again with the discussion of the 50 case studies. So let's begin with case study one. So welcome to Chinmaya sir and Tharun sir as well. So let's begin, my dear friends, without wasting time. So case study one, Caber Caps, which is best known by the name Caber, is an Indian startup company. So they are telling it's a startup, Caber Caps, privately held. So it's not a public company, which provides online cab services to the greater population in the country. It was founded in the year 2008 by Ikshit Botra, current CTO, that is Chief Technical Officer, and that's Technology Officer basically, and Saurabh Jain, current CEO. Caber,
Yeah, so
yes,
this just to add, I think this looks like Uber, and they made
Uber
us
or
cable.
Ola, I think it's more like
No, no,
Ola because,
the sounding
yeah,
Uber, they made us cable.
Caber,
So
correct, correct.
just something like that. Yeah, you can
Correct.
go ahead.
And
Yes.
Ikshit Botra and Saurabh Jain, these fellows, they're like our Bhavesh Agarwal, they've added Ola Cabs. Caber initiated its operations and services from Chennai, and now the headquarters of the startup is based in Pune. Within a span of few years, Caber Cabs have expanded its base to as many as 85 cities across the country, with around 2 lakh cars operational in its online cab services. In 2012, the startup company also went forward to provide auto rickshaw services. So this is similar to what Ola's trajectory was. Initially, they started off with cabs and then went on to autos and other things, and
Mhm.
also two-wheeler rides also. To the middle class clan of the Indian families through its mobile app in few selected areas like Mumbai, Hyderabad, Jaipur, and so more. So this is basically it talks about what this cab aggregator does, aggregator services. So anything to add here, or can we go ahead?
Yeah, we can go
Yes,
ahead.
sir, we
Yeah.
can go ahead. Actually, this in GST, there is one part here.
Okay.
Like these are called as services through e-commerce operator,
Right, sir.
and wherein GST liability is not on the suppliers, that is on the drivers
Okay.
or the travel agencies. The GST liability is on the e-commerce operators,
Okay.
aggregators. So basically, because this people,
Ah,
drivers and all, they will not comply with the provisions. Moreover, it is very difficult to collect
right.
GST from them.
Right.
So they shifted the liability to pay GST on the e-commerce operators.
Right, sir.
And whatever money that these drivers receive, na, they
Ah,
are not required to pay any GST on that.
okay.
And I think more or less the income tax implications also will be the same, I think, sir.
Yes, sir. 194O is there. E-commerce
Yes,
operator, TDS. Same thing, sir. You're right.
same thing. Correct.
Yes. Moving on. In financial year 22, Caber market share accounted for approximately 55%, and it reached a valuation of 6.5 billion US dollars in 2023. Caber's business model disrupted the traditional taxi industry, exactly what Ola also did back in the day, by offering a more convenient and efficient way to hail rides. The company utilized a technology driven approach using algorithms to match riders with nearby drivers and optimize routes, dynamic pricing model known as surge pricing, which obviously is very famous in India, adjusted fares based on demand, allowing the company to maximize revenue during peak hours. It faced regulatory challenges and opposition from taxi unions in many cities, leading to legal battles and protests. This is a leaf out of Ola's book, actually, because Uber was there anyway, a global company, but Ola started this particular thing. So I think here we have a little bit of AFM Chinmay sir and also the SCMP related part. Am I right?
Correct.
Yeah, so
So this
because they said
such
about
variable
valuation of
price.
Yeah.
6.5 billion. So basically, if it is more than 1 billion, we call them like a unicorn.
Hmm.
That kind of things might be touched from exam point of view.
Right. And I think Decacon is 10 billion. Am I right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That is that there are very few in the world.
Yeah.
But India also we have quite a few unicorns.
Correct. 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 Fine. I think even Byju's was one of the initial Decacon. Definitely it was a unicorn, but it went on to become a Decacon. Now it is unfortunately it has
Yeah.
popped. It's become a popcorn now after on the lighter thing. Yes. So major okay, I'll proceed. Major customer segments of cable are individuals who do not own a car or can't drive on their own. A segment of people who need an affordable ride. They share cab services by pooling a group of people from a common area. Carpooling. That's also very
Carpooling,
famous.
yes.
Carpooling. Various customers who need a premium ride or a quick ride also books rides with Caber. Overall, it serves the people who are looking for convenient cab bookings. Caber Cabs is amongst the fastest growing online cab service providers in India and aims to dominate the Indian market with its innovative and customer oriented business strategy, which includes mobile app awareness of the common people to the launch of a customized mobile specific technique named as app analytics, with the help of
Mhm.
which the app can track and measure the overall performance of the services in a particular city or to the drivers. Providing ad campaigns on various social media platforms, targeting the right audience, which as per a recent study has confirmed that the average customer were of 20 to 25 years of age who were working in the corporate companies and needed cab services to pick them up and drop them at their office premises. So this again, I think, is more of SCMP to understand what should be the costing and pricing and how to increase the business. So they have
Yeah,
come out with the
it's
app
the
analytics.
yeah, it is a strategy to focus area what they should do, things like that. And one of the main area is always pain relievers. That
Right.
is, every business should always try to solve the problem, and bigger the problem, bigger the market share and bigger the impact they can have in the overall market. So this is what they're talking about, the focus on the cab services, which mostly these people going to the corporates are looking for.
Right, right. So moving ahead, Caber works as a digital aggregator app platform, connecting passengers who need a ride from point A to point B with drivers that are willing to serve them. So same with Uber also. Initially when they started, I mean, when Ola started, he analyzed Uber to understand how many cabs they own. Unfortunately or fortunately for him, he realized that they didn't own even one cab. Then that's why the concept of aggregator came into the force, where all the owners can sort of list their rides on Ola and Uber, so to speak, thereby making it an aggregator platform. So
Yeah, even they
Just-
do financing also. So
Yes, sir.
now
Yes,
that
sir.
point is also there in the next paragraph,
Okay.
wherein
Yeah.
they do financing. Like for
Hmm.
example, if I am a driver and I wanted to list, so rather than they investing on purchasing of the car, they are giving me support of finance.
Finance.
So with tie up with various banks, and I will take a loan and I'll repay.
Repay.
So that kind of model is also there.
Yes, sir.
So
Interesting.
just to add to that, so
Yeah.
now again, Ola, Uber is the two dominant factors, cab service providers, and whatever they are not providing, there's one more cab which is coming up called as Blue Smart, which is completely again opposite of these two. Like
Right.
here, there are no people who own the cars. It's the people who own the car, but not the cabs, right? The Uber or Ola don't do it. So Blue Smart thought that to take the accountability, we should own the cars and drivers become employees. So they have come up with those things that no cancellation, no surge pricing. So wherever these people are not providing, pointing out those things, you will have an opportunity as well. I mean,
Yeah, sir. In Chennai also it is there, sir. Fast
Smart,
track
sir?
call taxi like that. Fast track call taxi like that.
Okay.
So they own the cabs and they provide it. But the problem again is about the availability. Because what I have observed is that many times when I am booking also, I'll first try with fast track.
Okay.
Because there is no surge pricing, etc. But the problem is about the availability. 15 minutes
so
we have
so
to
Blue
wait.
Smart, what they did, they actually don't go on instant availability. They say like you should always
to book.
book
Pre-booking.
2 hours. So without scheduling, you can't do it. So that way they can plan,
Ah.
and they're also 100% electric. So they have to plan the area such a way that the charging points are also nearby within the radius. So that's how they have planned it. But anyway, it's slightly different.
So what are the deficiencies in Ola? I think Blue Smart is trying to make up for that,
Exactly.
because
So
the main
that's the
deficiency
thing.
was cancellation, right? Especially in Bangalore. More than the driving, it's actually the waiting for the cab only will take a lot of time.
Yeah, so that's a general point I just want to make. So in
No,
general,
sir, this will be
whenever I
useful,
see
sir. I think while talking about the SWOT analysis, so in that SWOT, they can mention these points.
Right.
So these are all the threats that they are having from the competitors. So being an aggregator model, what kind of threats they will be having, they can write these points. Yes.
Perfect. Yes, moving on. Passengers generate the demand, drivers supply the demand, and Caber acts as a marketplace or a facilitator to make all this happen seamlessly on a mobile platform. Caber has been able to generate strong value propositions for both passengers and drivers to get on board on its platform and create disruption in the taxi or cab industry. So the same concept of aggregator, nothing much to add, I feel. So moving on. Certain facilities provided by Caber to its passenger customers are convenient cab bookings, real-time tracking, ride-hailing service refers to the ability of passengers to track the location to their assigned vehicle in real time using the mobile app. This feature provides passengers with an estimated time of arrival and also allows them to see the route the driver is taking to reach the location. It promotes cashless rides by giving the option for passengers to pay for their rides using digital payment methods such as debit card, mobile wallet, Caber money, that is Ola money, Uber money and all is there. Same thing, digital wallet. This eliminates the need for passengers to pay in cash.
Just to add, Punarvas, would you like to add anything on the wallet piece, any RBI piece or any,
Yeah, of course. That's what
digital
happened with
cash
the Paytm
currency?
also. Paytm was having their wallet, but they could not, fulfill certain RBI regulations. And that's the reason why it got, shut down. Similar with Airtel Payments Bank also. There are a lot of restrictions with respect to the wallet system now. It is very interesting to understand this concept of wallet. So yeah, definitely there are a lot of RBI regulations because people used to just hold money and then use the wallet and there were no regulations as such. So now a lot of KYC norms also are there where they'll come and verify the entire process. So yes, that has become very stringent as of now, the wallet system. And even in the IT domain, that is the information technology as well, there are a lot of changes that are happening in the technology part of the wallet as well. And chartered accountants are entering that domain also. Just to give a overall picture of what all CAs can do, even that area is, added because questions can come from any area. So they can ask about that as well. Anything
So
that you
just to
need
add
to add?
from the again SEM point of view,
Yeah.
one of the areas which the service provider, seller, businessman should look for is the pain reliever. So
Right.
the main issue many people are finding is the payment of an exact amount of cash or change. So that convenience, that pain is what is being done through this wallet system and credit card system and so
Right.
on.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. This eliminates the need for passengers to pay in cash at the end of their ride, offering a convenient and secure payment experience. Further, the passengers using the Caber app experience shorter waiting times. This could be due to the factors such as availability of nearby drivers, efficient routing, and effective matching logarithms that quickly connect passengers with available drivers. Lower wait times contribute to a better overall experience for passengers, reducing the time they spend waiting for their ride to arrive. Its app provides an upfront pricing feature. It shows the estimated fare for the trip before confirming the booking, so that we have seen that estimated 100 to 150, whatever like that. This estimated fare is calculated based on factors such as distance, time, and surge pricing that may be applicable at the time of booking. By providing upfront pricing, Caber aims to offer transparency to passengers regarding the cost of their ride, helping them better informed decision, is what they say. The Caber app, multiple ride options are available with the various categories or types of rides available for users to choose from when booking a ride. We have seen no sedan, SUV, and all those things. These options may include Caber Micro offers small and affordable cars also for short trips or solo travelers. These multiple ride options cater to the diverse needs and preferences of Caber users, providing flexibility in terms of vehicle type, comfort level, pricing. Users can select the option that best suits their requirements for each specific journey. So again, it's just basically they're explaining the business model and mostly the features available to the customer. Anything to add, sirs?
Yeah, so these are the main 2 points they're trying to observe. One is the transparency, so that people will understand before they make a decision. And second is they're trying to give the options, multiple products. They're not forcing them to book one, so that different people from different background can have it. Like that's one of the strategies companies should follow. They should always have a product for different segments of the market. Something might be free and something might be available with the base price and something will be available with the premium. Even with some pencils, we used to have, Nataraj pencil, Apsara pencil, they used to have different, even in those days.
Right.
For regular usage one and for a premium usage something else. So they have to follow these multiple segments to cater to the needs of different sector of the people there. So diverse needs is what they're trying to focus here.
Right. Okay. The hiring department at Caber undertakes an extensive research to hire experienced drivers who can further train to professionally handle high-end luxury segment customers. For this, the company plans to approach a staffing agency that will provide candidates based on the Caber specific requirements for an experienced driver. They will also do the background check for these drivers and to ensure their fitness and safety record. Caber plans to have regular maintenance done on the cars to ensure that they are in working condition. They also have approached insurance companies for car and accident insurance. So here they are bringing in the accident insurance and the car insurance because ultimately, even if any accident happens, no one will blame the driver. They'll blame the company. So that's the reason why they are bringing all these things. And also, it's a good thing about the background verification. It just builds more credibility for the company. Yeah. After hiring its drivers, they provide flexibility to drive on their own terms, like setting their own schedule based on their preferences, day shift, night shift, full time, part time, whatever. Drivers can also decide where they want to operate within the service area. They may prefer to work in specific neighborhoods, cities, regions based on demand, traffic condition, familiarity, etc. Cable training sessions for drivers are comprehensive and focused on enhancing professionalism, safety, customer satisfaction. So one of the things that we all face is the drivers talking on the phone while driving, which I think now is reduced. It was very annoying. They used to actually drive with one hand and then have
Yeah.
it the phone in the other hand. Now at least they use earphone, but to large extent, I have observed in the last couple of years it has reduced. I think they're training them not to do all those things.
No,
Maybe.
I used to travel with my boss on the one of the Uber, and he kept
Hmm.
on talking on the phone.
Hmm.
So my boss told him, I booked the cab so that I can speak on the phone while traveling, not you speaking. So you cut the call, I'll speak to my customers on the road.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what.
so that's one of the common thing we
Yeah,
have
but I
observed.
think now they are doing all this safety drills and enhancing professionalism for to ensure that the customer is satisfied. And also some of the cabs like KSTDC, etc., have their own cabs. They have the uniform also for their drivers. So even though the cabs are owned by the drivers themselves, they have to wear a white uniform or something like that just to build in that professionalism. Covering a range of topics including safety protocol, customer service skills, navigation techniques, vehicle maintenance, company policies, technology usage, financial management. These sessions aim to equip drivers with the necessary knowledge and skills to excel in their role. By providing education and guidance in these areas, Caber ensures that its drivers can deliver a reliable, safe, and enjoyable experience for passengers, while also empowering them to manage their work effectively as independent contractors in the ride-hailing industry.
Yeah. So just to add, so mainly, so who will pick up the drivers for Ola, Uber, or these things will not be with a very good educational background. So they will not have the experience of client satisfaction. Those terms they would not even heard of because
Right.
we can't even expect them to as well, considering
Mm.
their background and their requirements. So these kind of activities, training them will definitely make the customer experience much better, and they can have the customer loyalty also going forward.
Correct.
Yes. And so this paragraph I'll read, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you.
Caber supports its drivers by facilitating access to vehicle loans, enabling them to become vehicle owners and enhance their earning potential.
This is what you were mentioning that time, sir. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And through partnership with financial institutions, Caber offers specialized loan programs with competitive interest rates and flexible repayment terms tailored to the needs of ride-hailing drivers. So usually what they do is that they deduct from the money itself, like whatever, for example, if we travel and we pay 200 rupees to Ola or Uber, so what they do is that usually they have to share some 75% like that with the driver. But in that 75%, they'll deduct 25% towards this financing and all. Like
Okay.
somewhere like 50% they will be getting. Additionally, Caber runs a vehicle leasing program.
Just to add one
Yes,
point, sir. So again, going by the backgrounds of these people, drivers who don't have good education qualification, things like that. If they go to an institution directly, to a bank or anybody, they will not be entertained because they will not have documents, they will not have supporting income proofs. So, and these people are the ones who are providing them income opportunities. So they will have the better, closer approximation, and they will have a better bargaining power because they will have many people to represent when they go to institutions. So that way they get the credit also in a better terms, the interest rates, things like that. Yes.
Then additionally, Caber runs a vehicle leasing program in many cities to help new drivers get on board faster. Drivers pay an upfront security deposit for the vehicle, and the payments are automatically deducted on a weekly basis from their earnings. So this is what I was referring to. So the payments which are deducted on a weekly basis from their earnings, whatever their earnings. But here what happens is that they are purchasing the motor vehicle. Caber is purchasing the motor vehicle or motor cars from Shakti Motors and leases it to the drivers. Now in this case, whenever they are purchasing this motor vehicles and leasing it to the drivers, whether this leasing constitutes supply and whether they need to pay any GST on that. So that's the point of discussion. And usually when the leasing is being done, so this will be coming under the category of hire purchase transactions kind of, wherein only that interest element is there, na sir. Whatever is the interest element. So on that interest element only they need to pay GST, and that too, if they are being a financier, just a financier. So then whatever interest amount that they are collecting, they are not required to pay any GST because interest has two things in GST. One is interest on loans, advances, deposits, which is exempted.
Yes.
Interest on account of delay in receipt of consideration, that will be taxable.
Right.
But here that they need to check.
Yeah. So just to add from the FR point of view, both AS 19 and Ind AS 116, so the lease accounting piece,
Yes.
this is from the point of view of company giving on lease. So they take the character of lessor. And as far as the accounting is concerned, you have to classify either it as an operating lease or as a financing lease.
Yes.
Operating lease is a regular lease where it's treated like a rental income. Whereas financing lease, it's accounted as if it is deemed to be transferred. There are certain conditions to looking at the lease payments, present value calculations, and so on. But in effect, in substance, it gives the effect of transferring the ownership, that is risk and rewards, to other person, then it will be accounted as a financing lease. But looking at the situations here, it appears to be in regular rental agreement, so appears to be an operating lease.
I think it is an operating lease only, sir. So even that's what I wanted to convey. So coming back to our discussion, so this will not be coming under the category of a hire purchase transaction. So it is purely a lease. Purely a lease means whatever is the rental amount that they are collecting, the entire rental amount is subject to GST.
Okay.
So what they should have done, I'm just telling an alternative, instead of giving it on a lease, it should be on a hire purchase basis. So because see, when you see the GST burden here, so for example, if the car is somewhere like 10 lakhs, for example, and this 10 lakhs, when they are recovering in the form of lease rentals, so entire lease rental, entirely it will be chargeable to GST.
Okay.
Suppose if it is a hire purchase, so whatever is the unearned interest income, that unearned interest income, that too whenever it is received in every EMI, that interest will be chargeable to GST.
Okay.
So that's the basic difference between the hire purchase and the operating lease. Then
Sir,
the
but
lease,
when I purchase the car, I have to pay GST on that also.
yes,
That is
we
block
have to
credit,
pay
na,
GST, and that GST can be taken as credit.
So that can be taken as credit.
Yes,
Okay.
that can be taken as credit, because generally motor vehicles are blocked credits. We cannot take ITC. But here, as this motor vehicle is present in the outward supply, as they are giving it on lease model, so definitely they can take ITC with respect to that.
Okay.
And
but
same is
if
the
you're
case
using
of
it in business, then you can't, no, sir. You can't.
no, sir. If you are using it in the business of transportation of passengers, we can take.
That you can. Okay.
But normal business, we cannot take.
Correct, sir.
For example, professionals who buy, or corporates who buy the cars
For
for
directors
transporting its employees or directors, then they cannot take ITC with respect to that.
Perfect. Okay.
And
It's
one
only
more,
for the motor vehicle, is it like this, or like others and all available, like computers and all? It's only
all
for
motor vehicles where the capacity does not exceed 13 passengers. If it
Okay.
exceeds 13 passengers, that's why if you observe from last 5 years, corporates stopped providing the cab facility. Instead, they are providing the bus facility. So because they buy the bus capacity more than 13, and they can take ITC.
Super.
Because sir, 28% GST on motor vehicles, and on the top of that, compensation cess is also there. But of course, they cannot take credit of compensation cess, because in their outward supply, there is no compensation cess liability. Due to that reason, they cannot take. But normal 28% GST, definitely they can take.
But
If
sir,
it is like-
eventually, I mean, if you say even if I don't take that credit, eventually I can claim depreciation, sir.
Exactly, sir.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to connect here. Even though they are giving on lease, I remember some case study you only said, sir, you need not be owner of the asset.
Correct.
In order to claim the depreciation, something of that sort.
Correct.
And here there is one point. The registration will be in whose name? Whether the registration is in the driver name, or the registration is in the name of the caber. The registration is definitely in the name of the lessee. For security aspects, and as per the requirement of Motor Vehicles Act 1988, the vehicle registration will definitely be in the name of the lessee.
Right.
But who will claim the depreciation? I remember you telling that the depreciation should be claimed by the lessor.
Lessor, correct, sir. Perfect.
Lessor.
Perfect, sir. Here also same thing.
Same
It
thing
is
has
it
happened.
is irrespective of the fact where the registration has happened. It is always by the lessor. There are case studies. I think there's a question also. Later we can discuss. It's but you're right, sir. It's by the lessor.
Lessor, correct.
Yeah.
So Caber has claimed depreciation of 5 crores during the previous year. And related to GST, I want to add one more point here, that while doing this 5 crores, depreciation of 5 crores, this 5 crores will be, I think, other than GST component. Because If GST component is also taken into this 5 crores for depreciation purpose, then we should not take ITC.
ITC, correct,
So
correct.
because that is mutually exclusive. Depreciation versus ITC is mutually exclusive.
Right,
So
right, right.
either we should go for depreciation on tax component or we should take ITC.
Perfect.
So maybe that could also be connected here.
Perfect, sir. Perfect.
Then Caber makes money by taking a cut on each ride, shared or individual from the drivers. Caber provides the drivers on its platform with a robust supply of ride requests to accept, fulfill, and make income. While making a booking, the passenger pays Caber for the ride through the app. Caber then transfers the payment to the driver account after taking some amount of trip commission for doing the job of a broker. The commission rates may vary from 15 to 30% depending on the market. So I just wanted to add one point in this, sir. That, for example, if 100 rupees is collected by this Caber, out of that 30 rupees, let's take higher commission, 30 rupees they will retain as commission,
Right.
and 70 rupees they will be giving it to the driver.
Right.
Now, what happens to the GST liability here? If the driver is unregistered, mostly 90% of the cases, the drivers will be unregistered only under GST. The entire 100 rupees, Caber will pay GST because they have to pay GST being an e-commerce operator on entire 100. The rate of GST is 5%. So 100 into 5%, 5 rupees they will pay out of their pocket. And then the remaining amount they will share with the driver. So 100 minus 5, 95, or 100 into 5 by 105. Usually it is like an inclusive base, something of that sort. Suppose if it is 100 rupees plus 5% means 105 rupees they will be collecting it from the customer. And whatever is the remaining amount, in that they will be sharing. Again, should they pay GST on the commission? No. Why they don't have to pay GST on the commission? Because on the gross amount already they have paid. Again, on commission, whatever they are retaining, they don't have to pay separately GST.
Right,
Then
sir.
second aspect, what if the driver is registered? If the driver is registered, then also Caber only will pay GST on 100 rupees, whatever is collected from the customer. And when they retain 30 rupees and they give 70 rupees to the driver, driver has to pay GST on 70 rupees because driver is registered. So driver get that 70. Then won't it be a double taxation? Definitely not, because the driver will pay GST on 70, which can be taken as ITC by Caber. And again, in turn, they will utilize that ITC for payment of GST on 100 rupees. So that's how the transaction will be structured.
So effectively, they will pay it on commission.
Then literally they pay GST only on the commission part because of the adjustment of ITC. Means the 30 rupees portion, they'll pay GST, and which is actually 10% of the case only, because majority of the cases in this industry, so those drivers and all will be unregistered. But if they are registered only, the situation will arise.
Yeah, just to add, nowadays 115 revenue recognition, because again they collect the income then plus, and they pay only portion to the commission to the drivers. As far as the income accounting is concerned, revenue recognition is concerned, they have to recognize only the company's share of revenue, which is commission, because that is what they're earning. What other amounts are for accounting purpose, just mediator. They're collecting the money from passenger and they're transferring it to the drivers. So whatever the amount they are transferring. So in between, the income from the company point of view, from the Uber, Caber point of view here is the commission, and only that amount can be shown in the P&L account as the top line, as the revenue.
Then sir, there will be a difference between turnover as per GST versus turnover as per accounting.
Yeah, this is one. There are many cases that this would have one.
This is one of the cases. This is one of the cases.
Yeah, would contribute. Correct. That's correct.
Yes. Interesting. Yes.
So dynamic price or surge pricing is charged whenever there is a high demand for cabs than what can be served at that moment. For example, at the airport after a flight lands, the fare goes up based on surge pricing calculation algorithm. If a passenger cancels a ride after a certain time frame, say 5 minutes, he or she is charged a cancellation fee.
Right.
And of course, that cancellation fee is their income and they have to pay GST on that also. And Caber app is very popular app with millions of active users. This makes it good option for brands to do promotions. Its current app interface pushes a feed style layout for intuitive content consumption. Over the period, it may go on to become a strong revenue source by becoming a channel for sponsored content like branding.
Branding.
Like lot of movies, new movies and all, they do branding on the cars.
Yes.
So these things.
Also on the apps are like, for example, Swiggy, for
app
instance.
also.
So any
Yes,
movie
app
comes
also.
means that icon of that movie will be there when the guy is
Correct.
riding to your home. So it's
Yes,
all a
yes.
new way of marketing stuff.
Yeah, so
Right.
basically they make money from three people, these
Hmm.
aggregators and all. They make money from passengers,
Hmm.
they make money from drivers,
Hmm.
Yes.
they make money from promotions.
Promotions.
Correct.
Perfect.
Promotions.
That's where this, if the, this app-based or the platform-based business works out well,
Hmm.
it's always going to be a multiple things.
Right. Right.
Yes. The company offers discounts and promotions to end users that are not our customers to encourage them to use the platform. It's like first 2 rides free, the
Correct.
first
Correct.
ride
Correct.
free.
Referral code, referral commission,
Referral code.
Referral code.
benefits, bonus.
These are offered in various forms of discounts and promotions.
We
And
should
that
also give, sir,
include-
first attempt 50% off. Second attempt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
something of that sort. Yes.
Yeah. Fine.
Targeted end user discounts and promotions. These discounts and promotions are offered to a limited number of end users in the market to acquire, re-engage, or generally increase end users' use of the platform and are akin to a coupon. So
Yeah.
that is like directly coupon kind of what sir was
So in Swiggy and all, when you offer, they'll after some time, after a long time, if you book the same hotel, they say
Missed you and all that.
Missed
Correct.
you,
Correct.
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
like
Then end user referrals. These referrals are earned when an existing end user refers to a new end user, usually referring referral to the platform, and the new end user who is not our customer takes their first trade on the platform.
Hmm.
These referrals are typically paid in the form of a credit given to the referring end user.
Correct. Correct.
These referrals are offered to attract new end users to the platform. The company records the liability for these referrals and corresponding expenses, sales and marketing expenses, at the time the referral is earned by the referring end user. So now there is one point here in GST. Say we are giving a discount like 100 rupees because of the referral, etc. So 100 rupees got reduced to 80 rupees. Now whether GST is payable on 80 or 100, the GST will be payable only on 80 rupees,
Correct.
not on 100 rupees, because it is a pre-supply discount.
Hmm.
But if it is a post-supply discounts, usually, so like cash discount, something of that sort, post-supply discounts is not allowed as reduction. GST will be payable on the gross amount. So here it is a purely pre-supply discount allowed as reduction. Then the person who is referring will get some money. So like in the form of credit or etc. Whether he need to pay any GST on that. So actually that will not be chargeable to GST because it is not like a consideration in the course or furtherance of business. For example, if Chinmaya sir is referring, so he will get some credit. So
Correct.
on that, whether Chinmaya sir is required to pay any GST? No, because it is not in the course or furtherance of his business. He is not required to pay. Now, what Chinmaya sir is going to make out of that credit? So again, when he makes the booking, he can adjust that credit. But when he adjusts that credit, whether GST payable on the gross amount or the net amount, so there the GST payable on the gross amount, because this credit will be treated like a voucher. So usually vouchers are treated as consideration. For example, you go for a shop and you do some shopping and you get a 500 rupee voucher. Next time when you go to the same shop and purchase for 1500 and redeem 500 and spend 1000 rupees, now 1500 will be taken as the value for payment of GST.
Right.
Because there the service value will be treated, it is not treated like a discount. So this is a never ending debate between voucher and discount.
Correct.
Actually both go hand in hand. But GST law gives a different treatment for these two. And always there will be a debate between the tax officer and the assessee. Like, so they will say that this is like a discount, but the officer will say, no, this is like a voucher.
Voucher.
So this is something which is actually debatable right now, and some
Interesting.
clarity is required in this place.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'll just add a point from FR point of view.
Ah.
Whether we have voucher discount, it's the same thing. So in case of these, points will be accrued, which can be redeemed and converted to some amount, and they'll get discount later. So used to be in accounting standards, whenever you used to give a discount like this, you adjust the sales and the reduced amount used to be the sales amount. But here, if you purchase 100 rupees this time, let's say you get a 20 rupees discount next time. So actually you are paying 100 rupees now and 0 rupees later because you are getting 20 rupees worth of free things. Ind AS 116 says the consideration paid 100 is for 100 rupees now and 20 rupees later. So you should divide this amount in the ratio of 100:20.
Okay.
Maybe you get some 84 and 16, something like that. So you have to recognize out of 100 rupees, only 84 rupee as revenue, and balance 16 rupees will become your advance amount.
Okay.
And when the discount is utilized, that will become revenue. And if discount is not utilized, the expiry of unutilization, that again becomes revenue.
Understood.
So again, this is one of the reasons which can contribute to the difference between GST turnover and
GST turnover
accounting
and
turnover.
Nice.
interesting. Nice.
And all these difference between GST turnover and accounting turnover, guys, we will be doing in reconciliation statement. So GSTR 9C when we are filing.
Mhm.
Then,
Yes.
then market-wide promotions. These promotions are pricing actions in the form of discounts that reduce the end user fare charged by the drivers to end users. This also includes any discounts offered under our subscription offerings and certain discounts within the Caber reward programs, which enable end user to receive a fixed fare or a discount on all eligible rides. Accordingly, Caber records the cost of these promotions as reduction of revenue at the time the transaction is completed. So it is purely like a discount only. And refunds and credits to end users due to end user dissatisfaction with the platform are recorded as marketing expenses or as a reduction of revenue. And here what happens is that many times, I don't know whether they will give the refund or not. I never got any refund. So only they will be charging cancellation, but I got refund from Swiggy many times.
Correct.
But whether these refunds will be allowed as reduction while determining the GST liability. Yes, actually, because for these refunds, they will be giving like a credit notes.
Correct.
They'll give refund plus at the same time, they will be raising credit notes. Can the credit notes be raised to unregistered persons? B2C cases, yes. Actually, for B2C case also, we can raise the credit notes. When we raise the credit notes, to that extent, our liability gets reduced. So for example, 100 rupees, some 30 rupees is given as a refund. So then for 100 rupees already invoice would have been raised.
Correct.
Now for the 30 rupees, they should give a credit note. So that accordingly, while determining their GST liability, to the extent of that 30 rupees, whatever GST component is there, that gets reduced.
Sure, but if they recover from the hotel, then there is no change, right? Then there is no treatment.
Correct. If they recover from hotel, there is nothing. And then the hotel will raise a credit note to the Swiggy or Zomato kind of.
Right.
And here I never saw refund model in Uber or Ola.
Nothing, sir.
Yeah.
But usually this platform will not raise any credit notes, right? That we will not, it's only just the amount will be taken to your account. So usually it will be a direct refund only.
No, sir. Generally, what happens for accounting purposes, I don't know. But for GST point of view, e-commerce operators are treated like suppliers. So they should only raise invoice. That's why the moment we complete Ola, Uber rides, we get a mail. In the mail, we will get an invoice. Ola or Uber invoice we will get. And suppose if there is a refund, that's what practically I have not seen the refund. If there is a refund, then for that refund, they need to send a credit note to our mail the same way like how invoice is there. But
yeah, so
I never saw.
But like I got some refund from Swiggy and all, but I have not seen any credit note from them. So that's what I was for those people.
Credit note they should have given.
They should have given then they would not have got the GST benefit there. So basically,
then what they will do, that is also there. Suppose if I am not giving refund of GST component, I'll not give credit note, which means I'll give you only out of my value. Out of GST, I'll not give you. For example, 100 rupees plus GST, I'll give you 30 rupees only, not 30 rupees plus GST component. Then credit note not required to be issued.
Yeah. So just to account, so in those cases, from accounting angle, those will be accounted as expenses, not reduction in revenue. So because there's always a debate between ultimate profit will remain same because the bottom line is fine, but whether we show more expense, more revenue, or just the less revenue itself.
And sir, all these expenses are allowed as deduction for income tax purpose also, na?
Yes, sir. All are allowed.
Yeah, we don't have any restrictions.
Nothing as such. Everything is allowed. So 37.
Yeah. Then next. Caber offers 24.
I'll read it, sir. Last two paras I'll read because Caber offers 24/7 customer support to ensure that the passengers and drivers receive assistance at any time, enhancing the overall user experience. Caber's value proposition revolves around providing convenient, safe, and reliable transportation solutions for passengers while offering flexible earning opportunities and support for its driver partners. So it's more of a value proposition of SCMP as to what is the best way to market yourself. Recently, Caber is planning to introduce customized luxury rides to attract high-end customers in all metropolitan cities in India, best known for their fast-paced lifestyle. Due to expansion of business in various segments requiring restructuring in leadership, the team for effective management, the board has decided to increase the number of directors. Now, finally, law came, increase the number of directors because they want more brains to discuss on how to expand the business. Caber wishes to diversify its current business in various segments to enhance its portfolio diversification. As per the board, new hands are required for decision making. So, whenever new hands are required, you can either appoint a regular director who will be there for a longer time, or if you want only anybody temporarily, you can appoint additional director who will be staying for the next AGM. But ultimately, all our directors only all have the same powers, just that the tenure varies. That's it. And experienced personnel are required to be appointed as directors. Currently, the company already has 7 directors. Now, with the revised strategy, the board of directors decides to increase it to 16. So 7 to 16, they want to hire so many people. So whenever you want to hire any such extra persons, you need to pass certain resolutions, which we'll discuss in the question. In financial year 22, Caber's market share accounted for approximately 55%. So they have a predominant market share in the entire cab aggregator market. It has reached a valuation of $6.5 billion, which we saw in the year 2023. So this, I mean, there's no question on Competition Act, but if they ask a question, they can say that, is this, what do you say, appreciable adverse effect on the competition? If they do something, would it be termed as anti-competitive? Yes, because they have 55% market share. So there are many areas where questions from Competition Act also can come. Here it is not there, but in case it comes, this percentage is important because they definitely have, you can definitely say that they are monopolistic. Anything which is more than 50, you can say that they have a dominant position in the market. May not be monopolistic, but dominant position in the market for sure. Then sample fare breakup they are giving. X books an auto for traveling from Jotwara, Jaipur to Sanganer, Jaipur. Y, an auto driver, resident of Rajasthan, accepted the ride. On completion of the trip, the operator received fare from X. Probable breakup it can be as under. Driver fee 800, booking and convenience charge 200. So I think this booking and convenience charge would be direct income for Caber.
Yes.
Whereas
Correct.
the driver fee is indirect income, of which majority will go to the driver and some 20-30% commission will be
Correct.
retained. Yeah.
Yes.
So then that's about it, guys. Then we'll discuss the questions now.
So now we'll move on to MCQs.
Thank you.
Yes, now we are going to look into MCQ 1. So the first MCQ is on this SCMPE, strategic management. See, actually, they're asking questions on strategic management as well as on SCMPE interchangeably. So because they want the student to know certain concepts of strategic management, which was at intermediate level, as well as the SCMPE portion. So this is one area. Which of the following statements accurately describe the characteristics of disruptive innovations of Caber? So basically, we need to understand here what is disruptive innovation. Disruptive innovation means, so here I have given the meaning. You can see, when innovation creates a new market or a value network, eventually disrupting and displacing the existing market leading firms or products or services, then it is called as a disruptive innovation. So this is what happened in this particular situation with respect to Jio. So Jio came into the market and they came out with the innovation. What is that? 4G VoLTE, and even they tried to give the free internet, that to high speed internet, etc. and all. So that is called as the innovation which creates a new market or value network, because until that point of time we used to pay money for internet recharge. So they came in and they have created a disruption in the market, thereby displacing the existing companies. Market leading companies like Airtel and all got displaced. So that is called as disruptive innovation. Okay. And the opposite of disruptive innovation is sustainable innovation. In sustainable innovation, what will happen? So you are already there. That is, you are not creating a new market. You are already there in the market and you are trying to excel in that market. That is known as sustainable innovation. Now, let's try to understand this disruptive innovation versus sustainable innovation through this image. Okay. So here if you see disruptive innovation versus sustainable innovation. So in sustainable innovation, you're building upon the existing markets. You are not creating a new market, you're building upon the existing markets. Whereas in disruptive innovation, what you are doing, you're trying to create a new market. And sustainable innovation aim for long-term viability and resilience. So gradually or slowly you will try to bring on the market and you create that space wherein you stay for longer period. Okay, you will be incumbent, you will be there. That is called as sustainable innovation. Whereas in case of disruptive innovation, a simple thought only, a simple thought that changes the consumer behavior. Okay, simpler and more affordable solutions. So that is called as disruptive innovation. And sustainable innovation minimizes the negative impact. See, when you try to do disruptive innovation, it may be on a positive side or it may be on a negative side. Okay, so that is, it challenges the established players. So due to that reason, it so happens that you may be weeded out into the market, like you may become negligible also sometimes if there is little bit flaws also in this. Okay, so here what they are trying to do, there is an entire very big network of taxi model, so which these people have come and try to make. So the Uber, which we have done, Uber or Ola, and even the Geo, which we do, like which we say. So these are all cases of actually challenging someone who is already there in the market, because of which what will happen, it so happens that you may become so successful, or it may be on the other side. So it's a double-edged sword. But sustainable innovation is not like that. So the negative impact will not be there, because gradually you're growing, weeding out the challenges, etc. and all. So due to that reason, sustainable innovation minimizes the negative impact. Okay, so the opposite of disruptive innovation is sustainable innovation. Okay, now coming back to this question, what is it they are asking? Which of the following statement accurately describe characteristics of disruptive innovations of Kaber? Kaber initially targeted niche market to establish its presence, correct? So they targeted the niche markets. That's what we saw in the case study. So that is a characteristics of disruptive innovation. So you need to find a vacuum in the market and you need to fill in with some kind of innovation. You need to create a market for you. Okay, then so initially targeted the niche markets to establish its presence. Kaber offered competitive performance and quality compared to existing products or services. Yes, so how competitive performance they have given. So others, it will like pre-booking you need to do for the cab, but instant you will not be able to get. So that these people are trying to cater, and even they are going to give the fare, estimated fare well in advance, so that you know, okay, how much it will be happening. And there won't be like surge pricing at a later point of time. Before itself they're telling this much will be the price due to rains or due to demand, etc. and all, and they are giving the driver details. All these are, you know, competitive performance and quality compared to existing products. That is also the characteristics of disruptive innovation. And Kaber immediately dominated the market upon introduction. No, that is not. So not that they have come and immediately dominated the market. No, they did not do. So that is not the characteristics of a disruptive innovation. So dominating the market is not the character. You will enter into the market, identify the vacuums, you fill in that vacuums and identify what are the areas where they are not doing and you are innovating in that area. That is what. So therefore third point, actually it is A, B, C, D. So they have given it as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Actually it should be like A, B, C, D. So this part is like A, this is B, and this is C, D and E. Okay, so this is the characteristics of disruptive innovation. Even these also characteristics. This is not a characteristics of disruptive innovation, because when you dominate the market, you can dominate the market even through sustainable innovation also, not necessary through, you know, disruptive innovation, that too upon introduction. So no, so this is not, because already there should be, you know, a market wherein there is a vacuum and you come out and you challenge the leading player. Okay, then established companies did not align with the preferences of their current customers and overlooked Kaber's disruptive innovations. Yes, this is also correct in this case, because what happened when these people came out with the surge pricing or variable flexible pricing, so this dynamic pricing things and all, so the others did not capture on that, because every time there used to be a standard model. Like in the afternoon also if you are traveling, or morning also if you are traveling, there used to be standard. So that's what flexible pricing they have given, dynamic pricing they have brought in, and cab driver details, cab details, an element of security and all they brought in, which others could not capture. Keber's innovations tend to evolve and improve over time, eventually surpassing existing products or services. The moment you use the word evolve and improve over a time, that is called as sustainable innovation. Sustainable innovation. It is not disruptive innovation, it is a sustainable innovation, because sustainable innovation only over a period of time, slowly or gradually, will try to surpass the existing products or services. So therefore it is not the category of or characteristic of disruptive innovation. So therefore what is the correct answer in this case? Option A, B and D. Okay, A, B and D. So this is the answer. You can see the answer below. So A, B, D only. Reason: A, Keber initially targeted niche markets to establish presence. So this reflects the Keber's strategy of targeting specific cities or areas where traditional taxi services were inadequate. I told you, we need to fill in the vacuum. By focusing on niche markets, Keber established presence and gradually expanded its operations. Yes, that is a characteristic. Then Keber offered competitive performance because they aimed at provide competitive alternative to traditional taxi services by way of features like surge pricing, real-time tracking, cashless payments, etc. And traditional taxi companies overlooked Keber's disruptive innovations. They did not align with preferences of existing customer base. Okay, so the answer is A. That is A, B, and D only. Let's move on to the second MCQ with reference to fare breakup. What should be the total amount of fare and GST assuming the rate of GST as 5%? If X hailing the ride is not claiming ITC on above, and also who is the person liable to pay GST in the given case? So that's the question. If you observe here, they have given sample fare breakup. X books an auto for traveling from Jotwara, Jaipur to Sanganer, Jaipur. Y, an auto driver, a resident of Rajasthan, accepted the ride. On completion of the trip, the operator received fare from X. A probable breakup of it is as under: driver fees 800, booking and convenience charges is 200. We all know that transportation of passengers through any motor vehicle by a person through e-commerce operator is notified for the purpose of section 9 subsection 5 whether that travel service provider is registered or unregistered. Whether the supplier is registered or unregistered, it is a notified service for 9 subsection 5 where liability to pay GST is on e-commerce operator, that is Keber Caps. Keber Caps is liable to pay GST. So the liability to pay GST is on e-commerce operator because of 9 subsection 5 of CGST Act. That's the first part. Then next, what will be the value on which GST will be payable? Okay. Here if you see 100 rupees, 1000 rupees is being collected. 1000 rupees is being collected. So the value under section 15. Under section 15, the value will be 1000. The value will be 1000. That is a gross amount that is involved. So both that 800 as well as 200 that will be taken because the liability to pay GST is on Keber Caps only now. So 1000. And they are asking what should be the total amount of fare and GST. Total amount of fare. Total amount of fare includes GST. So therefore, what will be the total amount in this case? The total amount in this case will be 1000 plus 5%. So therefore, 1050 will be taken as the total fare. That is including GST. Including GST, so 1050. How we got 1050? That is normal value. Normal value will be 1000 and the GST component will be somewhere like 50 rupees because 1000 into 5%, 50 rupees. So that is where we got the total amount as 1050. And next one, so here we have nature of supply. Nature of supply, if you see, so everywhere it is given as CGST, SGST only, so no confusion. We don't have to determine the nature of supply here, intra, inter, etc. and all, because all options they gave CGST, SGST only. So therefore, it will be what? 50 that is divided into 2. CGST will be 25 rupees and SGST will be 25 rupees. So therefore, CGST 25, SGST 25 is the correct answer. So option A is the answer in this case. Okay. So let's see the answer for this below. So 1050, CGST 25, SGST 25 and Caber caps is the reason. So first reason, 9 subsection 5, liability to pay GSTs on e-commerce operator, any transportation of passengers through any motor vehicle, okay. And however, omnibus, but it is not an omnibus case here. So therefore, the person liable to pay GST is Caber caps. To find out the fare, so ITC. So actually, the rate of GST is 5%, okay. So 5% is the rate of GST that's given in the question itself. Even if it is not given, 5% only will be taken, because in case of rent, like transportation, 5% will be taken. So driver fee is 800 and booking and convenience fee will be 200. So that 1000 will be taken and calculate the value. So value will be 1000 and GST 2.5, 2.5. So that is 25 and 25. So it will be the total fare 1050. So the fare charged to the passenger is 1050, which includes the driver fees, booking convenience charges. The GST amount on this will be 50, which is 5% on that, okay. So that's what they have given here. It's a simple question, not much application of GST is involved in this case. So let's move on to MCQ number 3. Caber charging a premium for instant booking of prime cars has provided a new value to customers by making service access easier and more convenient than its basic version. Adaptability to which model created a significant advantage for the organization. So before that, there are various business models. A number of business models are there in existence. So these business models, somewhere in corporate strategies, so we will be coming across. But in these various business models, we have some models listed here: experience model, subscription model, on-demand model, free model. This free model also known as freemium, like this peer-to-peer model, licensing model, like that. A number of models are there. So when we are doing the strategy analysis as to which strategy we need to follow to position ourselves in the market for the different models, like this is there. And mostly this can also be determined like a strategy, pricing strategy or business model strategy, like that, okay. First one, experience model. Experience model means what? So there will be a personalized and immersive experience, like what Apple will do. Apple created lot of outlets, a lot of Apple showrooms are there. You can go and you can see the device, you can interact with the device, see the features, etc. and all, and make the informed decision making. That is known as experience model. And usually all outlets will come into this experience model. And right now, whether Caber is going on experience model, no, they are not following the experience model. Not that you come and see how the driver is driving and you see the experience and then you pay. No, not like that. So then if everyone will try to use it. So experience model they are not following. Subscription model. Subscription model is our Netflix or OTT platforms, etc., wherein monthly or yearly you pay some money. Even YouTube Premium is an example of subscription model, where monthly you pay some amount, wherein you continue to receive that service. So if you want to receive that service, you have to pay monthly some amount. So recurring fee for continued access. So that is subscription model. But in this case, the Caber is not going on a subscription model. It's not like, so monthly you pay some amount and you use any number of times, not like that. Then on-demand model, that is, you download the app and you install it. You don't have to pay anything. Only when you use the service, you pay. That is called as on-demand model. Pay for the product or service only when the customer needed that service or needed the product. So this Uber, Ola, transportation industry mostly depends on demand model. Even food like restaurants, like Swiggy, Zomato, also on-demand model only. Okay. So therefore, right now in this case, the Caber is following on-demand model. Option C. Free model, freemium, like basic products or service will be free, but when you need the premium features, you need to pay the money for that. That is called as freemium. Mostly games, lot of online games will come under free model, wherein you download. But if you don't want ads, or if you want to cross this stage or level, etc. and all, you need to pay money if you want to access the premium features. So that is known as freemium. Basic product or service is free and amount payable for premium features, Spotify, online games. These are all example. But right now, so Caber is not following this model also. The model that they are following is on-demand model. You can see that answer, on-demand model. Cable's strategy of charging a premium for instant booking of prime cars aligns with the on-demand model. This model focuses on providing immediate access to products or services, often at a premium price, to meet the immediate needs and demand of customers. So many times I have observed this. So in Ola and Uber, they will give two options. 5 minutes waiting time, you have to pay extra, and 15 minutes waiting time, normal fare, like that. Okay. By offering instant booking of prime cars, Caber enhances its value proposition and by providing convenience and accessibility to customers, thereby creating a significant advantage for the organization within the on-demand model. Okay. So that is the answer for MCQ 3. Let's see MCQ 4. Analyzing the facts from the above, determine which classification best describes Caber's current growth stage. So for that they have given various options. So these are all, like different terminologies used in the life cycle of a organization. So first, startup. What is the meaning of startup? When you have an innovation idea or you have an idea and you start the business and you are in the early stages of development, you try to capitalize on the growth, or you're trying to grow and see the vacuum in the business, etc. and all, that is startup. Entity which is in the early stages of development is known as startup. Scale up. Scale up means after startup, you go for the funding. You go for multiple rounds of funding and you try to expand your business and you want to achieve the rapid growth. So a company which is experiencing rapid growth is known as scale up. And unicorn, valuation of 1 billion or more. So your company, when you did the startup and you made a scale up, so now that company will have a valuation because you made a growth rate. Based on that, the valuation will be done. This valuation of $1 billion or more, then it will be called as unicorn. In that itself, there is a continuing point. So decacorn. Decacorn means wherein $10 billion or more, if the valuation is done, then it is called as decacorn. So unicorn and decacorn, simple. So here corn refers to billion, uni is 1, so $1 billion. Deca, so deca 10, decimal. Okay, so decacorn, that is $10 billion or more. Incumbent. Incumbent means what? Operating in the market for quite a long period of time. Okay, that is called as incumbent. So there are some teachers who are into the market for 20 years, 25 years. That too, the CA market is so volatile that people, new set of faculties will be coming and the old faculties will go off. But some faculties who are staying for a long time is known as incumbent. So operating in the market for a long period of time. In this case, Caber is not incumbent. Definitely it is not incumbent. You can see this. They will come under unicorn. Where is it given? Actually, in the case study, in one paragraph, they have given that their valuation is somewhere like $6.5 billion. Like that, they have given one wording. Okay. So while discussing on to the paragraph, we saw the valuation, and at that time, so we have been discussing about decacorn, etc. and all. So 6.5 billion US dollars. So more than $1 billion. So it is a unicorn. Okay. So it's not coming under decacorn. Maybe decacorn also can be given as an option. So therefore it will not be coming under decacorn. It is unicorn only. But I just gave you decacorn. They have not given. It is not incumbent. It is not startup because already they made 6.5 billion. It's not scale up. So the moment it achieves this 1 billion or more, then it will be coming under unicorn. Okay. So this is the answer for MCQ 4.
Hi guys, so question number 5 in case study number 1 is what we need to discuss. Which statement is correct regarding the increase in the number of directors in accordance with the provisions of Companies Act? So as per section 149 of the Companies Act, the maximum number of directors allowed in a private company or a public company is 15. But can I go beyond 15? Yes, for that I need to take a special resolution. So in this question, they have around 7 directors and they want to make it, 16. So to increase the limit beyond 15, I need to pass a special resolution. So if you see general resolution, there's nothing called general resolution. It's an ordinary resolution. So 1 is ruled out. Maximum company cannot increase beyond 15 is wrong. You can increase, but you pass a special resolution. So the answer is option number B. So if we see the answer, yes, pass a special resolution. Beyond the limit, the proviso says 149.1 says you have to pass a special resolution. So special resolution means what? Minimum 75% majority. So with that, you can pass a special resolution and increase the number beyond 15.
Okay, now moving on to the question side, let me do question number 6. Based on the scenario, how did Kaber addresses customer gains and generate gains, customer pains and generate gains? What specific strategies and feature did it implement to enhance the overall customer experience and contribute to the social and environmental benefits discussed? It's a descriptive question. Of course, you have to write in detail. This is regarding customer pains and generate gains. So this is actually part of your topic called as value proposition canvas, where from the customer segment point of view, customer job is there. What does customer need? And his pains and his gains. And for the customer job, what does the company has the product, where the pain is relieved and the gain is created. For example, in the given situation, Kaber company is providing cab services. So the customer job is he want to move from one point to another point. And for that, the company is offering the cab. That is what is products, and that is customer job. And what are the pains that customer will go through? Things like he's not able to find the taxis or the autos on time, the pain. So you are providing them app, which you can easily use it for nearby drivers. That is the pain point being addressed. And what is the gain? In addition to providing the opportunity to get the drivers nearby, you're also providing them tracking facility. So you can check in which stage. Is he 500 meters away from you? Is he 10 minutes away from you? So that will give an access for the customer, comfort for the customer. That is a gain. And the gain creator again through the apps. Things such as security mechanism, where you can share the location with your people who know you. So when you're traveling from one point to other point, other people can have access to that. So that is called as gain creator. So using the value proposition, you should address this question. So let us take a look at the solution for us to go through the answer in detail regarding how this customer pains and gains are being addressed. Let me go to the answer. I'll just quickly take you through the important points. Pain and pain relievers, gain and gain creators. These are the two aspects. Pain and pain relievers are part of the customer segment, and gain and gain creators are part of the company products. So if I quickly run through this, pain describes anything that annoys customer before and during or after job is being done. So they're explaining what is the meaning of pain. Negative emotions, unwanted cost. These pains can vary in severity. Pain relievers explain how the product and services elevate specific customer pains at different stages. So understood? First, they talk about from the customer point of view, what is the meaning of pain, which is having things like unwanted cost and negative emotions from customer point of view. And pain reliever means how the company is trying to address through their products. This is general. Now, in the given case study, you got the context, right? In general, what is the meaning of it? From customer point of view, from the company point of view, then in the given situation, how it is being addressed. Customer often experienced difficulty finding a taxi during peak hours. Then let's be area. That's a pain. Kaber relieved the pain by eliminating hassle fee, waiting on the street or making phone calls, offering convenient, seamless booking experience. So in the examination, maybe you can also present this in a tabular format, which will be easy for you to map it. For example, you might say, from the company point of view and from the customer point of view. From a customer point of view, the pain is regarding booking during peak hours availability, I'm just giving a sample. The exam you have to expand. And the pain reliever is you are giving them has a less booking experience through app. Booking experience, seamless booking experience, or you can say seamless booking. Seamless booking. Like this, you can write. You can list down the pains and how it is being relieved. Similarly for gain and gain creators. With efficient algorithms and effective mechanisms, Caber significantly reduce waiting for time passengers. So waiting time, that is a pain, and through the app algorithms is the pain reliever. Like this, you can write down additional inconvenience of cash payments, but exact change is a pain, and using the debit card is the gain. So 3 pains and 3 pain relievers sufficient. Similarly, 3 gains and gain creators. You need not write too many paragraphs like this. You can keep it to 3 points sufficient. So gain describes the outcomes, benefit the customer require or expect, unexpected but delightful. So these were not part of the original requirements for the customer. Customer wanted to book. His pain was during peak hours, they are not able to get. Give him the seamless experience. The change was the problem. Give them the option to make the payment through UPI, through debit card, credit card, or wallets. That is what the expectation. Now you're going something beyond expectation, unexpected outcome. That is gain and gain creators. Some benefits will be relevant to customer than others. These elements collectively describe customer characteristic observed in the market. Gain creator explain how business products and service generate customer gains by creating the benefits and outcome. This is not in general sentence. Now specifically they go for it. Caber created customer preference by providing multiple ride options. So the experience of selection. What is the gain creator? Multiple ride option. And what is the gain? That is choice. Friendly app interface simplified the process of booking that, offering a functional facility allowing the users to book a ride quickly with just a few steps. Has a less seamless booking experience. Loyalty programs, cable rewards. So you can refer your friends and you can get cashbacks, rewards, loyalty points. This was not originally expected. This is additional. That is why it is called as gain creators. Any additional points are also there. So 2-3 points gains, 2-3 points gain. If you address, that much is sufficient. I hope you will be able to follow this. Next question. Question number 7. Draw a business model canvas for Caber. What is business model canvas? It is a chart presentation, visual presentation with 9 elements describing the value proposition. So how you are trying to satisfy the customer needs, how the business is being established, representing in a diagrammatic manner comprising of 9 key parameters or elements, that is business model canvas look something like this. Key partners, key activities, value proposition, customer relationships, customer segments, key resources, channels, cost structure, revenue streams. So comprising of these things is called as the model canvas, business model of the company. So if I take Zomato for example purpose, what is the value proposition of Zomato? People need food. Ultimately, that is the value proposition. And to provide them that service, Zomato will have a tie-up with delivery partners, key partners. They will have technology, key activities, that is developing software, arranging the contracts with the restaurants, things like that. Resources, meaning employees, the software, the restaurants, those things. Customer segments. Segment means what is your target audience? Gen Z people, people who mostly order food. Or do you also want to serve premium products, not just the base products? Or if you want to order beyond certain kilometers, or is it the food is not only the food that is being delivered, other products also can be delivered? Instamart. So that's also other segment that you are trying to achieve, retail segment. Customer relationship, addressing the customer queries. Channels, interacting with the customers on social media. Cost structure, how much expense you're incurring, what amount you're paying to the technology partner, how much is the driver's fees. Revenue streams, what commission you're collecting from the drivers, what platform fee you're collecting from customers. If you're doing advertisement in the platform, Zomato example I'm giving, how much you charge for providing advertisements. So this holistic view of 9 key parameters in a business segment is called as model canvas. Now in the given situation, that is Caber, like a Uber passenger, uh, a cab service company, how they're trying to provide all these 9 parameters is what the requirement of this question. So I'll go to the answer and I will identify the important points over there. So key partners, technology providers, that is for developing an app. Financial institutions, because they're also arranging the loan, right, for those who could not purchase the vehicles. The company is arranging loans, so financial institutions. Insurance being done. API providers, technology again. Payment processors, if you're allowing payment through app, debit card, credit card. So those partners, they're all key partners. Then local authorities, drivers, staffing agencies, these are all key partners. Key activities. As a driving company, you have to interact with the customer, interact with the drivers, interact with the technology partners. So communication, hiring drivers and handling the insurance and appointing them, the rules to be followed, process of onboarding a driver, process of installing an app, analyzing data and sales promotions. These are key activities. Value proposition, flexible earning opportunity for the drivers, safety and security, and convenient and easier transaction for the customers. That's one thing I will tell you in general. Any product which makes people more easier, let me tell you, those products will definitely be successful one. You have Zomato, which will make you lazy because you don't want to go and buy yourself. It will keep you at home only. Any of those products, whether Zomato, Uber, Ola, Book My Show, any product which makes you, the consumers, more lazy, I think those products will be definitely be successful. Anyway, don't write like this in exam. Instead of telling lazy, you say convenience. And the customer relationship, rating process, social media engagement, interaction in Facebook, WhatsApp, customer service, customer care support, customer segments, passengers for drivers, retailers, and also you can write different types of segments being offered. You can give them on 1-day basis, rental basis, intercity options. Those are the segments you can write. Then key resources, platform, pricing algorithm, and brand, staff, channels, application, cost structure. What are the costs a typical company will incur? If it is talking about the app development, technology cost. If it is talking about legal consultancy, legal charges, insurance expenses, salaries to the employees, R&D expenses for algorithm development, and revenue, what you collect from drivers, what you collect from customers, and what you charge from any other partners like for advertisements or cancellation fees, platform fees, things like that you can mention. This is the 9 parameter business model canvas. No need to write sentences. Just identify the structure, that is sufficient. So write this 5 at the top, then 2 at the bottom, key resources channels, and at the bottom, the lowest bottom, you write cost structure revenue stream where the rupee is involved. No calculation, just about the presentation. Hope you could follow this.
Let's come to question number 8 now. With reference to the case, the depreciation claim is rejected by the assessing officer on the ground that Kaber had only finance for purchase of leased vehicles and hence it is neither owner nor use the same motor cars in the business. Comment on the contention of the assessing officer. So if you see the case study, they have given that here lease agreement. It has purchased motor cars from Shakti Motors and it has leased out to the drivers. So the lease agreement is also very clear, is what they say, and they have the power to repossess the motor vehicles also. Registration, on the other hand, is in the name of somebody else. Registration is in the name of lessee, that is the drivers, as per the Motor Vehicles Act. So to claim depreciation, you need to be the owner of the asset, or should the ownership be in your name is the question. So this is a very interesting Supreme Court judgment, which is ICDS. It's not the Income Computation Disclosure Standards, not that ICDS, but there is a case law called ICDS, which speaks about what is the treatment. So let's understand that now. So let's try to understand that case law, guys. Come to the answer. They have given it decently actually, so we can read from here only. Right. The issue under consideration was what? Whether leased vehicle can be denied to the lessor on the ground that vehicles are registered in the name of the lessee. Section 32 provides for this entire thing, whether it is allowed or not allowed. First of all, guys, the asset must be owned wholly or partly by the SSE. So is this owned by the SSE? Yes. Registration can be in somebody else's name. I don't care. But is it owned by the SSE? Yes. Assets must be in use for the business or profession of the taxpayer. The assets are not used, but for other purposes will be proportional to the use of business purpose. So is Kaber using it for business? Of course, it's just leasing out to the others, but ultimately it's for business purposes. Co-owners, and on land it is not allowed, and co-owners will do it proportionately. Here they are neither co-owners nor it is a land, so it's fine. So section 32 imposes a twin requirement of ownership and usage. Now my question is the owner lessor or lessee? Lessor. Usage by the lessor for business or not? Yes, for business. So in this case, SSE did use the vehicle in the course of leasing business, hence requirement of 32 has been fulfilled. Notwithstanding that the SSE was not the actual user of vehicles, but he used it for the business. He is not using it for himself, but he is using it for the business. So it's fine. So SSE is the exclusive owner of the vehicle at all points of time. Definitely yes. SSE is empowered to repossess the vehicle. Yes. At the end of the lease period, the lessee was obliged to return the vehicle to the SSE. Yes. And lastly, I have a right of inspection. This clearly shows that I am the owner. Registration under the Motor Vehicles Act is immaterial to claim depreciation as per Income Tax Act. So that therefore it is clearly ownership and usage belongs to the lessor, and hence as per ICDS versus CIT in 2013 Supreme Court judgment, the depreciation can be claimed by the lessor and the assessing officer's rejection is definitely not valid. Very, very simple question. You can write all these points and close the answer.